Tyrese Haliburton is speaking out against Knicks fans and their negativity toward him. He was recently on a podcast where he addressed some of the concerns and the remarks he was seeing on social media from Knicks fans. We're also going to look at Josh Hart, who had something really funny to say about Obi Toppin joining the Indiana Pacers. We're going to cover all of this and more today. Let's get started. Tyrese Haliburton is speaking out on Knicks fans and their negativity. Tyrese Haliburton calls out Knicks fans and says he bookmarks negative tweets. So if you've spoken negatively about Tyrese Haliburton on social media, it's likely that he's bookmarked that tweet. In this clip that we're going to show, he speaks about all of the things he sees on social media and how he feels about what fans say about him, his game, but especially his jumper. Roll that clip.
You have a pinned tweet. A lot of people said that jump shot wouldn't translate into the NBA because you do have an unconventional way of shooting.
I'm honestly like a really petty person. If I go through my bookmarks right now on Twitter, once I get to 2020, it's going to be nothing but people talking about the way I shoot, Knicks fans saying they shouldn't draft me and all this stuff. I almost went on a victory lap. Around draft day, I was about to be like, it's draft day. I know there's a lot of criticisms. Let's see who was wrong on me. And I was about to tee off, but I was like, it's not the time. Like I'm holding on to him for the right moment.
Retweet like 260 of them.
My whole life, no matter what level I've been on, a coach has like started to think that they're going to change it. Good story when I got to NBA. When I got drafted, Luke didn't really know anything about me. And one of the stories he told me recently was that Coach Kerr had called him because I worked out for the Warriors and Coach Kerr called him and was like, we love that kid. Don't ever touch his jumper. And Luke was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, don't touch it. Luke just let me do my thing. And from there, nobody's ever, messed with me about it.
That was a great interview from Tyrese Haliburton on Paul George's podcast. If you haven't checked out the full episode, I encourage you to do so. But one of the things that I honed in on, and I'm sure you did too, was his comment about Knicks fans and how negative they were about him and drafting him on draft night. And he said that he wanted to do a victory lap on this year's draft night because of how good he was playing and how good he's been in the league thus far since he's entered it. And even though the jumper looks a little weird, guess what? He's still shooting 40% from three with that weird looking jumper. So I don't think it's a problem. Haliburton is coming off the best season of his career, averaging a career best 20.6 points per game to go along with 10.4 assists, 3.7 rebounds, and 1.6 steals. You know what's heartbreaking about this the most? Is that the Knicks should have drafted Tyrese Haliburton. But no, we drafted Obi Toppin, and guess what? He's now in Indiana with Tyrese Haliburton, a team that fits what he can do much better than the New York Knicks can. That's the crazy part about this entire thing. And Tyrese Haliburton is right. I remember seeing all of those negative comments about Tyrese Haliburton, that jumper, and how it would translate in the NBA. How he could help a team win, what he could potentially do. He was a league leader in assists, 10.4 assists a game. That's up there with Chris Paul type of level in terms of elite passing, especially when Chris Paul was in his prime. Tyrese Haliburton is that guy. He's a very good player, but please do not negative tweet him, because if you do, you're going to get bookmarked. And I'm not sure when he's going to do it, but he said he wanted to do a victory lap. If you keep pissing him off, he's going to do a victory lap. If fans keep pushing him, you never know. Tyrese Haliburton might share all of those bookmark tweets, and we might see what some Knicks fans are saying that was so negative that Tyrese had to bookmark it just to keep him motivated because of what you said. I would love to see that. But shout out to Tyrese Haliburton for going on this podcast and speaking openly about himself, the Knicks, and how he felt about everything with draft night and things like that. I think we can speak from experience here, but also I think I can speak for all Knicks fans here. I think we all are upset that we didn't draft Tyrese Haliburton. But thankfully, we have Jalen Brunson, so it doesn't hurt too much. But still, you always look at what could potentially be. And look at what's happening in Indiana. Tyrese and Obi already there. You never know what can happen in this league. Anything is possible. Speaking on that Indiana deal, Josh Hart isn't a fan of Obi Toppin in Indiana. Now, he tweeted about this like he often does regarding certain things he likes, doesn't like, or if he's trying to do some type of recruitment, he'll tweet out things like that too. But he took to social media, Instagram specifically, to tweet about Obi Toppin and the way he looked in an Indiana type of colored shirt. So as you can see here, Josh Hart is not a fan of Obi Toppin in those Pacer colors. Look at the Pacer colors on Obi Toppin. I gotta admit, it does not look great on Obi Toppin. And Josh Hart, just taking a closer look at it, gave the following emojis over Obi Toppin's Indiana picture. Just a vomiting, sick, disgusted, nasty emoji. And you know what, Josh Hart? I think you speak for all Knick fans when you sent that out. Because I know in the pit of my stomach, when I started seeing Obi Toppin in Indiana Pacer jerseys, when I started seeing Obi Toppin smiling in Indiana, talking about how happy he is in Indiana, wearing that yellow Indiana color that reminds me so much of Reggie Miller, can't lie, got me a little upset, got me a little mad, and yeah, made me a little sick to my stomach. And I'm glad that it made Josh Hart stick to his stomach, because I agree with him here. I don't like seeing this. I don't like seeing one of our former draft picks in these colors, because if you follow the history of the Knicks, you don't want to see a former Knick in Pacer colors. It just doesn't work or make sense. I agree with Josh Hart here. It's a throw up emoji for me too, Obi. I don't like you in those colors, but I know you're a Pacer, and unfortunately, we're going to have to get used to seeing you with the yellow and all those other nasty colors that the Pacers use. Just can't get behind it, but oh well. Unfortunately, we're going to have to watch Obi Toppin play in Indiana colors for a couple of years, because this Pacers team fits him perfectly. And if it works out for him in Indiana, he could be a very big piece to what they're trying to build over there. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans. Peace.